getting ready to go volunteer at the bookstore. And yeah. Hi, so I'm currently at the bookstore volunteering, where I volunteer. And my shift is done. And I'm thinking about walking to another bookstore. The risky part is that I'm not sure if that bookstore is actually open. It might be shut. So I might go and walk 3 kilometers for nothing, but I tried calling and nobody's answering. So that might be another reason. That might prove to me that it's shut. But either way, I want to do it. I wanted to bring my umbrella, but I couldn't find it. So it's going to be really hot out, but I brought a hat. I walked all the way to the bookstore and it's closed. And by the way, the most terrifying walk of my life, but we can talk about that another time. So the bookstore is closed. It was a 40-minute walk, all for nothing. Well, not for nothing. So I decided to come to the beach. So that's where I am. So I'm gonna call somebody to come get me because there's no reason for me to be here. So maybe I'll just like walk along the beach for good measure to make myself feel better at the fact that the bookstore was shut. Yeah, I'm probably gonna walk along this path because I want to see where it goes. Never mind, it's starting to rain. You can't see my face. It's starting to rain, so I'm gonna go seeking shelter. Okay, so I was thinking like, what am I gonna do with this video? I started editing it and I was like, this was supposed to be a bookstore vlog, but the bookstore was shut. So I decided that I'm gonna talk about like if I had a bookstore that had a large selection of books as well as a lot of money, what books I would like want to buy that I don't own already. And I'm doing this in front of my bookshelf so you can kind of see the books that I have. Kind of. I'm blocking them so you can't really see. These are the books that if I could find them, I would buy them. Or like if I had money to buy them, I would buy them. But I don't have money because I'm broke. The books like fall into 2 categories, kind of. They are obviously books that I really want to read. And then there are books that I've already read through other means. They mean a lot to me and I really like them. So I want to own the physical book. The first book is, or I'll say like the first pair of books are The Song of Achilles and Circe. They're both by the same author. Madeline Miller, I think her name is. I should have looked up I do not know the names of all these authors. I do not know the names of all these authors. So yeah, I should have looked that up before. The second pair, oh actually, no. The reason why I want these books is because I read Song of Achilles and loved it. It's like one of my favorite books. And so I want to own the physical book. And then the second book is a book that I think I'm really gonna like of hers. It is a very popular book and I said I wanted to read it this summer, but I don't have it. Granted, I don't have a lot of the books that I want to read, but I find my ways to read them. But I want to like own the physical book because I'm pretty sure, I'm like 97% sure that I'm gonna love that book. The second pair of books, because apparently I'm doing this in pairs, are, what are they called again? Oh, Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey. Yeah, I just want to read those books and I want to own them. Like, those aren't books that I want to, is my collar proper? Not really. Anyway, those aren't books that I just want to like find or like listen to an audiobook. I want to own those books and I want to read those books with the book in my hand. So yeah, that's like my second pairing. So we're up to four books that somebody needs to get me. I'm just kidding. Sticking with the pairs, the next books is a similar situation with Madeline Miller's two books, and that is Erin Morgenstern. What's this woman's name? Erin Morgenstern. She has two books, The Night Circus and The Starless or Starless. I don't know if the "the's" there or not. It's the same thing where I've read The Night Circus and it's one of my favorite books. I loved it so much. Also, I'm sorry if the lighting is really bad. It's just that one, I'm wearing this hat. So the lighting would probably be better if I took it off. But I'm not doing that because my hair doesn't look good. So we're keeping the hat on. Or maybe I could choose a different hat. What about this one? Hat change. The next book goes into the category of I've already read it, but it's one of my favorite books, and that is The Binding. Once again, I love this book. Maybe I can like do a video where I'm going deep into what these books are about, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about me telling you what books I wish I had. Next on the list, back to doing pairs, are the Dragon Republic and the Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I already have The Poppy War. This is another one of my favorite books. It got water damage. It's very sturdy now. I read this like a year, almost 2 years ago, and I never continued the series because I read this physical book physically. I'm like, I want to read the other two books physically. I'm actually gonna reread this soon. Like I want to read this before the end of the year. So maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know. You know, like I started this channel and then like everybody that I knew who knows about the channel was like, oh, so you're gonna do book reviews or you're gonna talk about books and you're gonna recommend books. I don't even know how to talk about books because I don't know what to say. Next book, which also goes into the same category of books that just hold a special place in my heart, i.e. books that I've already read and are my favorite books, and that is The Bone Season by, I don't know, the Shannon, her first name's Shannon, I think. And that is a book, I read that book years ago, and I reread that book like 3 times. And here's the thing, that is a first book in a series that has, I don't even know how many books in it now. Okay, when I read it, the first and the second book were out. I read the first book. I never picked up the second book. Oh no, that's a lie. I did pick up the second book, got like 10 pages in and was like, I don't feel like reading this. Just went back to reread the first book. I like the first book so much. I do not care about the rest of the series. Like, these next couple of books, they are all under a certain theme. The one that is like the most different and not in this theme, that is The Count of Monte Cristo. I don't even know the title of the book. The Count of Monte Cristo. I really want to read that book. I think that book is over 1,000 pages long, but I want to read it so badly, like, and I want to read the physical book once again. Another book that I want to read, Russian authors. I have a little bit of I'm going through a Russian phase where I really like Russian authors. Let me show you the 2 books that I have that I got recently. First, Demons by Dostoevsky. Okay, any book by his I'll take. If if I see a book by him in a store, you know, they're like ones that are higher on the list in priority. So like I really want to read The Adolescent, and I really want to read Crime and Punishment, and then Notes from Underground. Those are like the three. Those are the three like highest on the list. Then there's like I actually have like the book that I want from Leo Tolstoy already. Like this is like, if before and you were like, oh, do you want a book from Leo Tolstoy? And I was like, oh, like what book would it be? It would have been this one. This is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I started reading it multiple times because what was also, I always like pick it up and I'm like, okay, let me just read like a couple pages, because I haven't like, this isn't the time period that I'm supposed to read it in. I actually like in my mind when I got it was like, I'm gonna read it in like September. I don't know why. But since then I have picked up and read like the first like 20 pages probably 5 times. So Russian books, that I really want, okay, are, as I said, The Adolescent by Dostoevsky, Notes from Underground by Dostoevsky, and Crime and Punishment. I really want those. I will, like, if I was in a bookstore and I saw The Death of Ivan Ilyich, I would probably buy it. And then I also want Master and the Margarita. I've started reading that book. I would love the physical book. But like after I get, actually, no, I want the physical book. Is there anything else that I want? I think that's it. I think that's all of the books that, like, if I were to walk into a bookstore right now and those were there, I would spend all my money on those books. Other books I would like, I don't need that. But those ones, I need those books.